Guys, this is me, Black Snake Rolling, and I haven't made a review or anything in a while, so this isn't really a review, but God damn it, I hate this hoodie. I'm going to give 5 reasons why, or actually 10, but 5 on each side. 5 reasons why I like Batman vs Superman, and 5 reasons why I don't like Batman vs Superman. Now, the first reason why I actually like it is that when you watch Man of Steel, when Kal-El is fighting Zod, you see through his perspective of him fighting, and it looks cool, from that perspective that like you're looking at it from Superman's eyes, the fighting that's going on. But in Batman vs Superman, you see it through Bruce Wayne's eyes, and I really like that because you get to see because they don't know how many aliens that he's fighting. All you see is just destruction and heat vision beams just chopping up buildings and all that. Reason number 2 is Ben Affleck Batman and Jeremy Irons Alfred. When you think of Batman and Alfred, or Bruce and Alfred, you think of like a team, not just Batman. Just he puts on a suit, he has a few gadgets and a vehicle, and Alfred's just kind of just sitting around, just fucking washing his clothes or some shit. Like it's actually like it's like a job. Like they do this every day. It is a job, and they do it professionally. And the take on Batman is it's never the way Batman is. We get sleeker gadgets that actually make sense, that work, like the grapple gun, his suit, the way he looks in the suit, the way that he can move, the way he moves when he sticks and punches and all that shit. Just how the flexibility of it's like the video games. That's what everybody's been saying. Alfred is a lot more. There's a lot more to him than just being a fucking butler. Like he actually like you could tell that they've worked together. The chemistry between Jeremy and Ben is actually very good. Like they've been working for 20 plus years as Batman and Alfred. I really like that a lot. I also like is the way that they kind of took like the Dark Knight Returns and put it into that. I really like that a lot too. It wasn't exactly like it, but the elements are there. The elements are there. See, in the Dark Knight Returns, the only reason why they fought is because the president was kind of trying to push it on Superman to stop Batman, and Batman wasn't having it, and they fought and all that just so that Batman could prove a point. But in this, Batman wants to really stop him. He fears him. And another thing I like is the Nightmare Batman. I mean, how he has the nightmare and all that shit. And he actually looks cool in the trench coat. That's like the only thing that you could see Batman outside the costume, or in the costume, but outside of the box, is like in a trench coat in some post-apocalyptic world and all that. And I like how Zack Snyder does the whole fucking like spinning rotation of the camera while Batman's fighting, and as he's fighting, more and more things are popping up in the picture, like parademons and more people, and just more fighting and more intensity and all that. I don't know if I'm on 4 or 5. I don't know. The one thing I didn't like about Batman vs Superman is how they released the movie. They released the movie and it had mixed opinions about it, and then they released the ones with more scenes, calling it the Ultimate Edition. Like, why not just release it in the first place? Like, I understand that the movie would be a little too long, but I mean, the movie was long in general. And if you're gonna do something like that, like, why are you trying to introduce the Justice League like that? Like, everybody's having that whole thing about Marvel, like, they're copying Marvel and all that. We got to think about it. Marvel's had a lot of success and has made a lot of money, and is very well. They're not very well developed, but they've had enough time to get shit straight with their movies. And I mean, in the DCEU, Batman vs Superman is like what, the second movie, and Captain America: Civil War was 13, the 13th movie, and all that. So I mean, Marvel's like 11 movies ahead of DC, and DC started their shit a couple years ago. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I love DC, I love Marvel. I don't want to start no shit like that. And another thing is that everybody was all upset about Lex Luthor and saying that Jesse Eisenberg wasn't a good Lex Luthor. I think he was. It was just the fact that I didn't understand his motives. Superman normally stops Lex Luthor from doing shit, but in this, Lex just ultimately just doesn't like Superman. He doesn't have a reason to hate him, and also the fact that if you watch Superman Doomsday, the animated thing, and if you learn about Doomsday, Lex doesn't create him. He stumbles upon him and releases Doomsday. He doesn't create Doomsday. He doesn't take Zod's body and make Doomsday. Another thing I didn't like was that just didn't make any sense to me. And the fact that, this is another one, in Captain America: Civil War, Spider-Man had more lines than Superman. He had more lines than Superman. And the movie is, about Superman? Which, and that was another thing. I felt like the movie was more about Batman than it was Superman. I feel like Superman had his moment to shine in Man of Steel, but this one was completely, it felt like a Batman movie, but not enough Batman. Like there was a lot of Batman, there was a lot of Bruce Wayne in it. And I like how Ben Affleck could be Bruce Wayne and Batman. Like you could tell that there were two different people in the same body. And that Batman putting on a mask, his mask is Bruce Wayne. Like Batman is Batman, and Bruce Wayne's secret identity is Batman. Like Bruce Wayne is a mask. Like after these years, like he's not Bruce anymore. Like he's Batman, and when he socializes, he's hiding. He's not really him because he's always on the move. He's always on the mission. Another thing I didn't really like was just the whole thing about like that they trying to introduce the Justice League, and there was just too much. Like it felt the movie was too much. You got Batman wanting to kill Superman. You got Lex wanting to kill Superman. You got the whole world against Superman. Then you're trying to create the Justice League while introducing other characters, while trying to develop the characters that have not have any like development in the movie, and you're introducing all these other ones like with the cameos with Flash and Cyborg and all that shit and Aquaman, and you're introducing all that, and then at the end Doomsday fights with them, and then the movie's over. Like the movie felt like there was too much in that movie. It just felt there was too much. And that really stuck with me. And I mean, I don't know. Like overall, the movie was good. I like it. I like it a lot. I have a poster right there. And I mean, I love Batman. And when it comes to DC, I really only like Batman. But I like Justice League. I like all that shit. I didn't really start getting into it until probably maybe a year or two ago. And even if that, like really getting into it, and with all these movies, I've just been so excited that I'm actually trying to like make an effort to actually want to watch movies. I like Marvel more than anything, I love Marvel a lot. But the movie, it was just lacking something. Or it felt that there was just too much that made it not enough. It was too much and it made it not enough. It just didn't feel complete. And when I'm hoping that with Justice League that they actually it actually gives it that like out there. I haven't seen Suicide Squad yet, but I definitely want to see that. And I want to do a review on that. And I've seen quite a few movies on my tablet, and I need to do movie reviews on them. So I'm gonna do that. And Sorry, I'm kind of sick. I keep on like having this shit in my throat, but I don't know. Rotten Tomatoes has been kind of pissing everybody off with their fucking shit, especially with Suicide Squad. Rotten Tomatoes is just, they gave a bad score on Batman vs Superman. And that movie, you really had to watch it a few times, and you really had to stop and think about some things. Because when I watched Batman vs Superman, I'd forgot, like, they said it in the movie, but I forgot that Batman had done that for 20 plus years. And, it was aware to me, but I completely forgot. And I was like, where's Superman been the whole time? You know, like, why wasn't Batman ever brought up in Man of Steel if he's been doing it for 20 plus years? And then all of a sudden he's just taking interest in Batman all of a sudden. After all these years of Batman doing that shit, he just suddenly just takes notice to it. I didn't understand that. I don't know if anybody really noticed that, or if that ever made sense, or there was an explanation to it. But that's what kind of irked me about it, mostly. But if you like the video, leave a like, subscribe, comment any movies you want me to watch and review and all that shit, and I'll see you guys later.